It's time for another Boba Book Break. What up, reader family? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you another episode of Boba Book Break, the series on my channel where I take a break from reading, grab myself some boba, and talk about bookish things. Without further ado, let's get started. First up, we've got my boba of the day. I've yet again changed it up solely for this series. I usually go for my go-to, and that is a green milk tea with black pearl. But trying new things is importante, because otherwise you stay buckled into the basic zone. And I'd rather be spreading my wings, flying away from Basicville. Today I got the new and fresh boba series that they have at my boba shop, and that is the mango series. And this is the mango milk tea with black pearl. Let's take a sip. Sip it up. All my reusable straws are dirty. I'm sorry. Don't hate me for using a plastic straw. Here we go. Sip time. Mango. I got a lot of black pearl in that sip. Mango, mango, mango. It basically just tastes like mango flavored milk, which is basically what it is. Mango-y milk. It's refreshing, it's fruity, and somehow tastes like summer. If I were to lick summer, this is what it would taste like. How does one lick summer? You'll have to ask God how that works. I feel like I should mention the elephant in the room, aka the huge boba plush behind me. My friend got me this for my birthday. It's huge and fluffy and makes me happy. Am I a child? No. Do I still feel like a child? 100%. And I hope I can maintain that feeling forever, because honestly, growing up sucks. I feel like I should give it a name. What should I name it? Let me know in the comments down below, and the one that gets the most thumbs up will be the one that I choose. And we'll do a name reveal in the next Boba Book Break. Next up, we've got my Boba enamel pin of the day. Today, I'm being blessed by this Spirited Away Boba pin that I am obsessed with. If you don't know what Spirited Away is, it's a Studio Ghibli film. It's an animated film, and it's glorious. You should watch it. As you can see, we've got No Face on it and Haku, and some of the little black pearls are the sprites from the movie. I love the detail on this, and I feel like Spirited Away is quite literally one of my all-time favorite Studio Ghibli films. I need to rewatch them all and like kind of figure out my rankings, but I'm pretty sure that Spirited Away is highest on my list. Toppity top tier. Next up, we've got recent book pickups. I've been buying a lot of books recently, which I know is irresponsible of me, but I just can't help myself. I often find myself just browsing barnesandnoble.com or booksamillion.com or amazon.com, browsing books that I do not need, and I realize that I want to read every book ever. I'm beginning to realize that I'm the kind of person that's just like down to read anything, which is a good thing and a bad thing, because I'll never be able to read every book ever, and that hurts my soul. I'm just gonna show you a few of the books that I picked up recently. First up, I got the box set for Warcross. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Come on out. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Whoopah! This is a duology, and it contains Warcross and Wildcard. Warcross is about an online video game that has taken the world by storm, and we follow a hacker who is a bounty hunter that tracks down people who are illegally betting on the game. The creator of the game ends up contacting her and asks her to be a spy for an upcoming tournament, but in doing so, in being a spy, she unlocks a whole bunch of secrets about Warcross that she never knew about before, and that kind of changes the course of what she's supposed to be doing. I've honestly been putting off picking up and diving into this duology, mostly because I kind of wanted to read them outside of the hype. I wanted to distance myself from that hype before I went into them. I can't say that they're the most hyped books on BookTube, but I know that there are quite a few people who love them, but also quite a few people who love to hate them. And I just kind of wanted that initial wave that came with this duology's release to quiet down before I dove in, because I kind of wanted a clear head and to figure out how I felt about them on my own and not have any outside influences influencing my opinion. But I'm excited to get into them, and I know that they kind of like low-key connect to the Legends series, so I'm interested to see how that works. I know it's not like the most concrete connection, but I am intrigued. Booksplosion is actually reading Warcross as our Booksplosion book of the month for the month of August, and our live show is going to be on September 12th over on our Booksplosion channel, youtube.com/Booksplosion, so you've got plenty of time to pick it up and read it if you want to pick it up and read it and join us. Hey! It's always a good time discussing books with the Booksplosion crew. I might be a little bit biased, but you know, I can't help myself. It's time for a sip break. The next book I picked up is Waking Gods, which is the sequel to Sleeping Giants. And y'all, I found this at the dollar store, which means that it only cost me $1. I was a hootin' and a hollerin' when I saw it. Except it was more of a muffled hootin' and a hollerin' because I was wearing my mask, so it was like but also that's a lie, because I'm the most quiet person in the world when I'm out and about. I prefer to act like I don't exist when I'm out in public, so the hootin' and hollerin' was happening in my head. Anyway, this is a trilogy where I really wanted to read the rest of the books after reading the first book, but I sort of put off picking up the rest of the books in the trilogy, and I'm glad I did because I found this for $1. Have I mentioned that yet? Only $1. Also, these books are beautiful. Like, yeah, sure, this is nice, but then you do this, you undress the book, If I can pull the cover off, wachink! Look at that hand, it's so detailed and beautiful. And then the sleeping giants, when you undress it, it's equally as beautiful. Like, look at that hand. Never seen more beautiful hands. I wish these were my hands. Can I make that happen? Since it's a sequel, I can't tell you what it's about, but I will go over what the first book is about. Essentially, we follow this group of people who are diving into this mystery surrounding all these giant robot pieces that have been found all around the world. It's got a lot of great characters and ends up taking you on a wild ride. Let me tell you, it's wild. So I'm eager to get into this and to see what happens next in this story. Those are some of my recent book pickups. Next, we have our topic of the day. The topic that I have today is quarantine plus books. For read teen, for book teen. Neither of those names check out, huh? A lot of people have been asking me how quarantine life has been for me and how it's been affecting my reading and whatnot. So I thought that I would just talk about it in this discussion segment. We're all pretty much going through it unless you're in New Zealand, which must be nice. Hats off to New Zealand. Can I move there, please? I feel like for me, quarantine has just been such an up and down situation. I feel like a lot of you guys can probably relate to that. Here's the deal, the 411, I'm used to not really getting out that much. Like, that's not a super new concept for me. But before quarantine, I was at least getting out and going to like my boba shop at least 2 to 3 times a week to kind of break up from being home all the time and to keep me sane. I would go to my boba shop and just like do random things like edit videos or brainstorm video ideas or read a freaking book there. So to now be in a situation where I can only go to my boba shop to pick up a boba order and bring it back home is annoying as heck. I even just enjoyed like taking a break and going to the library or going to Barnes & Noble or Books A Million, and like, yeah, I can still go to those places now, like as long as I'm wearing a mask, because in my area we have a mask mandate, but like everything is pretty much open. It's still not the same, and even if I do go to those places, there's kind of like this eerie feeling in the air. I mean, it does have one bright side, and that's the fact that humans keep their distance. No humaning has to occur. People keep that 6 feet distance, but even still, it's just not the same. Obviously, these are very first world problems, but they're things that I miss and things that I took advantage of before going into lockdown or quarantine or whatever. Time for a sit break. I've definitely been experiencing mood swings during this time where I'm like, woo, I'm the happiest I've ever been, and then I go to bed at night and I can't sleep and I'm like, woo, I'm super hecka sad and I hate everything. Yeah. I've been buying a lot of books during this time, which I'm not really that proud of. I'm like, can we chill with the book buying? But like, I can't help myself. Sometimes I wake up in the morning with an email confirmation for a book I ordered in the night, and I don't even remember doing it. So yeah, you bet your bottom dollar I deleted all my book buying apps from my phone, so that'll never happen again. Don't worry, I promise I'm not overdoing it. Like, I'm not over here in a financial crisis because I'm buying too many books. I'm more so just like, why am I buying these books? I don't need these books. I already have a plethora of unread books. I've also been having to listen to audiobooks while I'm reading a book with my eyeballs because I have been having a hard time focusing in this whole quarantine environment. Like, the focus is out the window. Wow, really putting myself on display here. Having an exposing ceremony on my own behalf. I have this weird feeling that quarantine books are going to become a big trend after all of this, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I don't want it. I will pretend that I do not see it. How has your quarantine been going? Has it been affecting your reading at all? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Next up, we have the trending topic of the day, where I discuss a bookish trending topic that I found on the internet. Today, I'm talking about this bookshelf that I found floating around on the internet. Sure, it looks normal, just like your average bookshelf, but then as the image unfolds, you begin to realize that it's not your average bookshelf. Nuh-uh. And that once you take all the books off the shelf and you dismantle the bookshelf, that its pieces are meant for more than just displaying books, but it can also turn into a coffin. You heard that right. A coffin. A place for your body to rest when that book you just read left you deceased. No, but truly, I was taken aback when I first saw this. I was like, what? I don't know if this is an actual bookshelf you can get, but if I'm not buried in a bookshelf turned coffin, then I don't want to be buried at all. No, please bury me. Please do. This is getting morbid, so let's go ahead and dive on into the final segment. Finally, let's talk about the books that I'm planning to read this weekend. First up, we have a book that I would not normally go for, and that is the modern classic Rebecca. I tend to dodge classics, but I had some pals that were like, let's read classics together. And I was like, well, I gotta join, otherwise I'll feel FOMO. And I don't want to be no outsider, I want to be in the know, a full-on insider. And that's how I ended up here with a classic in my hand. Rebecca is the story of this woman who gets married to this guy, and this guy's last wife isn't about to let them have a peaceful marriage. She's about to show up and cause a ruckus. Sounds dramatic. I'm here for it, and I can't wait to crack into it. Sip break, boba time. Lastly, I'm also thinking about cracking open this Great Gatsby graphic novel that was sent to me by the publisher. I didn't request it or anything, but it just showed up and I was like, I'm not mad about this. I love The Great Gatsby, and it's been a minute since I've read it, so maybe I should read it. I feel like it'll be really fun to read in this format, and I really like the illustration style as well. I'll show you a few of the panels. Ooh, look it. Ah, look it. Oh, wow, look it. Bada bing, bada boom. Who am I reading some classics over here? Catch me out here putting on my pretentious pants and thinking that I'm above all readers for doing the bare minimum and reading 2 classics. Yeah, not gonna happen. I'm gonna burn those pretentious pants. Alright guys, that's it for today's episode of Boba Book Break. I hope that you enjoyed it. You should let me know down below in the comments what books you are planning to read this weekend. Let me know. I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you like this video, be sure to go and hit that like button. If you want to see more bookish content from me, be sure to go and hit subscribe or go and hit that bell icon and you'll be notified every time I post new videos. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope your day is bright, that tomorrow is brighter. Keep reading what your heart desires, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye.